Okay, everyone. So in this next lesson, let's try to talk about the built-in math. In the last lesson, we talked about built-in array. We also learned about the shorthand for echo. We learned about the syntax for the PHP shorthand, and we learned how to set that up. And I did show you some methods here that are part of the math category in the PHP language, just to demonstrate here the elements of the array. And if we try to look at math functions inside of, and that's going to be our topic for this lesson, we will be working with some built-in math functions. And if you try to look it up, you would see that the min and the max are actually under this category, from where we showcase how that can be used with an array, combined with an array value. So just have that in mind. Okay, so now let's have to go work on seeing some examples for the math category. And we do have this rand function that will be allowing us to generate random numbers. And you will see if I try to refresh the browser, it's generating random numbers. Just take note that if you're going to be using this last version 7.1.0, this function is already obsolete, and it's much better to use the random underscore int. As you can see here, there's a function that we can try to utilize for more cryptographic purposes, because the random numbers that we're able to generate here is not going to have any security, or it will not be allowing us to have some cryptographic purpose. So we do have rand int, and we also have the empty rand here that will also be for non-cryptographic purposes, but will be providing us with a more secure and reliable way to generate random numbers. So in here, if I put here 1 to 1000, what are we going to get? And in here, let's just say 1000, 100 to 1000. And let's just have some line break just to see some examples here. And we do see that we are getting an error. Empty, sorry, that should be rand. Empty underscore rand. Let's save that. And we do get that values, random numbers, specified based on the arguments that we have passed in. So this is going to be a random number between 1 to 1000. This one will be from 100 to 1000. You can see here. And we can also do that actually here if we wanted to have 500 or 100 to 500. We can also put that there just to have a proof of concept. Let's just go and concatenate here random number, and another random number, so that we'll have some sort of a string data type that will be representing them. And this one note, I actually read a discussion that rand is now an alias of empty underscore rand here. So just have that as another thought to process, or things to as an extra research that you might want to look into. And I'll be leaving a link to the Stack Overflow discussion from where I read that article or forum. And now let's have to just go, and I just want to show you here another math function here. We do have pow, and if we say 2 is to the 8th power, what are we going to get? So this is going to be an exponential expression. So let's just say exponential expression. And the first number here is the base, and this is the second argument is, or the parameter will be our exponent. So if we try to, let's concatenate this. Let's refresh. We do get that exponential expression of 256. So another method or function that I just want to show you will be, let's try out using another line break here, and let's look at the round method. So let's have rounds of float value. Let's have here the round, then we will be passing in an integer. Let's try to say we'll want to get 3.4. What are we going to get as a result? We do get that whole number 3 as an output. And some other things that we can try to use here will be, another one will be the mat.floor, which is going to be allowing us to, so this is going to be, so let's have round function down, and this is going to be for floor. And let's see let's have an example for this. And let's say I would want to have a 4.3 here. Let's see what we're going to produce. So we do get that 4. What if we say 4.6? We are going to still get that 4 for rounding the fraction down. We also have another function here that we can use for round the fractions up. And we can use the ceiling here, or seal. And if we refresh, we do get that 5 value instead of 4. Okay, so I just want to talk about this further a little bit more about the round method function, because here we are rounding down the fractions down. Here we are rounding the fractions up, as we can see in the examples that we have here. And in here, if we do have this 3.4 reach, the second integer here will be reaching 5, we should be able to round it up. And if it's less than 5, you would see we're only getting that value of 3. So depending on the value that we have here on the second number, and if we do say 3.6, you would see it's going to round up to number 4. And these are just basic math. Just one more example here will be the square root. And we do see in the documentation, we do have this square root, and we can have a float number, and we're just going to get the square root value. And if we passed in, let's say, for example, so let's just say this is going to be square root. And let's just say sqrt. And if we give this a value of 100, what are we going to get? So we do get that value of 10. So that's it for this video. Now, at least if ever you do have a logic in your application from where you can try to utilize some of this math function. Again, we cannot cover everything, but at least this will get the ball rolling for you to get to be familiarized with some of the different math functions that I've shown you in this example. So that's it. Thank you and take care.